Welcome back to another City Boy Show. I'm actually hyped this time. This intro,
hyped?
I'm hyped. Because we finally won a game.
We got it. We're back.
We're back, baby. Back in the New York groove. It feels good back to winning ways.
You know what? I was a little scared, but they made it happen.
Dude, after the 8th minute of that game, I was not happy. I was like, no, we're going to be terrible.
Did you really think that?
They scored early, 7 minutes into the game. Yeah, I was concerned.
You know what? I was a little concerned, but at the same time, I said there's a lot of time left on the clock. If you're going to go and give up a goal, give it up now. You got a lot of time. Turn it around.
That's very true. But if you're not going to give up a goal, that would be even better.
That's facts, B.
Let's get right into the game.
Let's do it, I guess. Well, was there any... We didn't do anything before the game,
no,
did we?
We showed up late. We were slackers.
We were slackers.
Didn't
Bad responsibilities.
Yeah.
You put up a swing set.
I put up a swing set. It looks nice. Picture coming up right now. No, I'm not going to put up the damn swing set. Nobody cares about my swing set. But the baby's happy.
Nice.
So that's good. What did you do? Played video games all day.
Yeah, I don't know what I did, honestly. I think I did a little bit of Age of Empires. And, yeah, I can't think of what else I did.
But, all right. Nobody cares anymore.
All right. Let's talk about the game.
Let's get straight into the game. Starting 11, what'd you think of it? First thing you see, this was our starting 11. We had Freeze, O'Toole, Risa, Martins, Hellenic, Parks, Sands, Rodriguez, Fernandez, Bakrar, and Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to have Sands back. So I liked him there. And this is interesting the way they put Rodriguez on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
But, I'm surprised we haven't been seeing a lot of Gray. I thought after some of the play from Hellenic that we would have seen Gray out there. But
well, Gray last time we talked to him last game, he was, not this game, but last game, he said he was 100% ready to go. Granted, he is going to play for his Jamaica national team, so maybe they were thinking about his feet. I don't think so. I think Cushing's really given Hellenic the time to like really hone the position, it seems like. So I guess we'll see what happens moving forward in that position.
And
but
I do think that he I was going to say, I do think he likes to really push them forward. I mean, we saw Kevin O'Toole plays left back and he scored a goal.
Yeah.
And we do see Hellenic really moving forward.
And there was early chances actually getting into the game with Hellenic crossing it over to, it was like kind of foreshadowing for O'Toole because Hellenic gets the ball, crosses it over, and then O'Toole slides in and almost had his first goal right then and there. So that's in the first half, and then that foreshadows what happened in the second half. But let's get into, I guess, the first goal, which we talked about 7 minutes in. Ratty scores in the 7th minute, ball over the top. And I feel like we've been getting killed with balls over the top. And it's funny, the post 90 guys sit right next to us, and he was like, yeah, this is just like the norm. Like, this guy, Chanot keeps getting, Chanot.
Wow.
I miss him. Thiago Martins keeps kind of getting beat over the top, and it's, I think, one of the concerns we have.
Yeah, also, I noticed that our backs really play forward. And I think it's become a bit of a defensive liability.
Oh, for sure. If you're pushing forward all the time with your backs, then you're really relying on your center backs. And also, like, are they going to be healthy all season? That's like an actual concern. Like, their legs are going to be tired. Then you're always pushing the backs up forward. I don't know. It's a little concerning.
And I love Burke Risa. I like what he brings offensively. He is able to get the ball over the top himself. And we've seen him give Mounsef multiple chances. Man, I miss Chanot. Like, Chanot was such a rock, and I felt like he just did such a great job. Like, not only putting himself in the right place, but putting the rest of the defense in the right place. And I think we're going to give up a lot of goals this year, man. It doesn't matter if we score more goals than what we...
I mean, we were like, we're going offensive heavy. If we look at all our signings, we went super offensive heavy, which is a good thing. If we're going to outscore people.
And look at the outputs. 2 goals in 3 games.
Who was it that said it? Ronnie Dylo was like, I'd rather win 5-4 versus 1-0 or something like that.
Correct.
Let's hope Nick Cushing likes to win 5-4. Even though we've seen...
Did you hear?
Oh, with Dylo? Yeah.
What do you think of that?
No. I think he was the coach of the time. It made sense. But also, the players that we picked up aren't necessarily what maybe Dylov would have wanted. So you can say like, oh yeah, he coached great, but he coached great because he got maybe the players he wanted. He had the system in place that he wanted. So just to bring him in and be like, oh look, he won us a championship, he could do it again. I think that's a little irresponsible.
I do, and we complained so much about like his substitutions. I mean, we played everyone for 90 minutes and then give up like 2 goals at the end of the game.
Oh, he hated subs, bro.
He really
Remember
did.
Tavon's like limping through the It's a playoff game. Tavon is done. His hamstrings were done. And he's like, nah, you're staying out there, bro. I think we had all our subs available. No, I think actually at that time he might have used all our subs.
Yeah, we didn't have any subs, but still.
But still, it's because his subs were crazy, bro. He used to keep guys out there. And you can see Tavon's face like, bro, are you serious, man?
But you know what? I go back to that team and I go, was Ronnie a great coach or was that just like a ridiculously fantastic team? Like,
I mean, it goes to this overall conversation that we keep talking about. It took years. Well, that front office and Nick Cushing are talking about. It takes years to build up this team. Like, it took the 18, 19, 20 season to get to that 21 team.
Yeah.
So, were they just good from the get? I don't think so. It was like they took some time to get used to each other. So there is some validity to that statement.
No, that makes sense. But also, like, those players are...
Oh, they were older and they're veterans. That's another thing. Like you had Tinnerholm, you had Chanot, you had Cayens. Like you had real veterans in their 30s, and you could talk about veterans on the field, like because they played a lot of them. Oh yes, and Maxi. Yes. So it's I don't know, but let's get back into the game.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, we got way off tangent.
You were talking about Thiago Martins. Well, you were talking about the balls being delivered over the top. Thiago Martins had actually some good balls delivered over the top this game, too. Like, Santi had a really good shot, like, I think around the 18th minute, where it was a beautiful ball from Martins to to Santi.
Yeah.
So after that 7th minute goal, were you concerned? You sound like you weren't concerned, just because it was an early goal.
Yeah, I got to say, I wasn't. Like, well, when initial reactions was like, oh, man, more of this. But then after I like composed myself for 2 seconds, I was like, you know what, man? We got 82 minutes to score another goal to at least draw. It's gonna happen. So I wasn't like super feel for it at the time. What about you?
Nah, I was worried, bro. I felt deflated. It felt deflated in the press box. It felt like shit. It's gonna happen again. But things turned around, and I called it before the season. I said this is gonna be Santi's breakout year. Let's play the clip. No, I don't have the clip. But I'm too lazy to get the clip. But listen to my first episode. I said Santi's going to have a breakout season. This feels like Santi's breakout season. He's all over he's got the flexibility to go anywhere, bro. If he has to go use a bathroom in the middle of the game, he can go use a bathroom, come back, and it'll be fine.
And he'll still get an assist in the bathroom.
So, 24th minute, direct free kick. He was roughly 25 yards out. Right before the free kick, I think everybody was like, we know we don't have somebody to kick a free kick right now. Like, this is going to go over the goalpost by like 20 yards. And he shut us up.
He really did. I legitimately was talking to the post 90 guys and was like, is he going to hit over the supporter section or is it going to go below the supporter section? Because I was just so confident he was going to miss that shot. Wow, he shut us up. It was a beautiful shot. I've never seen him do that. Is that his first set piece goal?
I don't know if it's his first, but interesting stat here.
Okay.
We haven't scored a set piece goal since October 20th, 2021. Do you know what game that was?
Well, that explains that Santi hasn't scored a set piece goal because he wasn't here.
No, he was here already.
In 2021?
Yes, he was here. He was part of the championship team.
What year did we win the championship?
2021, bro. No. You know what game that was? Goody Terrars in
the one
Atlanta.
that turned the season around.
The one we talk about for 5 years from now. We'll tell our kids about the Goody free kick. There was once this guy named Goody. He played good music. And he shot one free kick that changed our season. But, yes, that was the last time we scored on a set piece.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
But do you think this is going to make Santi too confident he's going to go for all these and just moon it for the rest of the year?
It doesn't matter. Let Santi do whatever. He's cooking, bro. Let Santi do whatever he wants. He's been dominating.
No lie. I'm going to say Santi has been by far the best player on the pitch this year.
Yeah,
by far.
I agree. He's our MVP this season. He's completely dominant. We need him out there. Like,
Yeah.
if there's a game where we don't have Santi, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Granted, Giannis Wolf's been playing great and all that, but I think we do need him. So we go into halftime, and there was like a scuffle, like going into the locker room. It was so weird, everything that played out. So I don't know what happened. I heard one of our bench defenders was mad at Insigne and like calling him out. And then it got like, you could see it got heated between the two benches. And then like at one point you see Cushing shove a player, or a player, Toronto player shoves Cushing.
Yes, I remember. You could see Cushing like kind of going off.
Yeah.
And then he like shoved Cushing. And then I think Barassa, someone else, like jumped in to kind of get in between them a little bit. And then they went inside.
Do you like to see that? Like the team's fired up. I think somebody asked Cushing after the game what happened there, and I think he was just like, "Hey, look, we lost 3 in a row. It's a 1-1 game. It was just a tense environment. We knew we needed to come out there with the win, and basically, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what went.
Yeah. Also, I mean, unfortunately, we didn't write down all the fouls, but there were tons of fouls given that first half.
A physical game for sure.
Very physical game, and I thought it got really chippy. And I think that went into that halftime, situation. Because I think Insigne had like a few... Insigne. I can't say names,
no,
man.
don't say the G, bro. Insigne.
I
might be saying it wrong, too.
Well, I think Insigne had a couple fouls himself that I was like, whoa, how are those not like yellow or red cards? And so I think there was it was a really physical game, a lot of fouls. It went into the half. I like to see it, man. I was hyped. I was hoping there was a fight right there on the pitch.
Did you know what was also crazy? That in the middle of that whole scrum, Insigne and Santi swapped jerseys. Like, that's just the most random thing. Like, I hate you. Give me your jersey, though. And then there was like, I don't know. It was just funny to see.
Also, who switches jerseys at halftime?
I know, it was so weird. Unless another player got Insigne's second jersey.
Oh.
Or unless they swapped in the second half, and that's why Insigne was playing as Santi and Santi was playing as Insigne. These guys are slick, dude. All right, we go into the second half. I think we're in control of that second half as well. We're pretty well. And then 65th minute. O'Toole, the Irishman, scores on a beautiful pass from Julian. What'd you think?
First of all, the pass, the cross, absolutely beautiful. Then I saw that header going, and I said, who's that? Who's that? And it was our boy O'Toole.
First MLS goal.
And what a golazo. That was like a perfect header.
And in like a much needed moment.
Yes.
So overall, like that's just a big moment. You know what's so funny though? The Julian pass. It was a beautiful pass outside of the boot. It was beautiful.
And the way it curved in.
But you know what's so funny?
What?
The reason he did it was because it was with his left foot. He got no right. So he's like, I'm going back to the left, man. That's my go-to. But it was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, O'Toole. I know I've said multiple times on this podcast that maybe we should have Wolf at left back.
Word up, bro.
Did we sign a left back? I'm sorry.
He shut you up. That's how you shut him up, O'Toole.
Exactly. I'm an idiot. You're right.
All right.
And congratulations.
Yes, beautiful.
Yes.
On St. Patty's Day weekend.
Oof,
that's
awesome.
fire, bro. That's such a great story.
I saw the pigeon. He made Team of the Week.
Oh, yes.
And so then he called them Kevin O Team of the Week.
Oh, I like that.
I thought that was fantastic.
That's clever.
Yeah.
So vibes are running high. 65th minute, we score. We're up 2-1.
And we've had multiple other scoring opportunities, so it feels like we're gonna take this game away.
Yes, we actually had a lot of dangerous opportunities. But then in the 68th minute, Parks does a foul that leads to a red card. Now, it was a clear foul. I went to VAR, but it was a clear red card. Were you concerned at this point?
Very concerned. Bro, it was the 68th minute. We had 22 minutes left. I was like, what are we going to do now? The only pro is that your boy loves to play defensive subs. And so I was like, you know what? This is an opportunity to do what he does best.
So let's talk about those subs. So right after that, he subs in Perea for Julian, which made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went Tavon for Wolf, went real defensive right there. And then he went Justin Hack for Baccarat. So there's been like some debate. Do you go defensive when you're down to 10 men with a lead at home? Or should he stayed aggressive and just put in more forwards for like offensive subs, basically an offensive sub for an offensive sub?
Well, if you think about it, Justin Hack has just as many goals as Baccarat this year. So it's like for like.
That's messed up, bro. Well, we saw Justin Hack score some golazos, so he can get that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like for like, you keeping offensive players out there.
No, but so for me, the thought process, I think it makes sense. You have to be more defensive. You need to defend this lead. When you're down to 10 men, I don't think it makes sense to go with offensive players for offensive players. Get super defensive. I get it. It creates more chances for them, but they're not going to be as great of chances because you have more defensive guys ready to stop the attacks. So for me, I think it makes sense. Play more defensive in that end. Yes, if it was 11 on 11 and then he did three defensive subs, we got a problem. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't actually lose a man, but I think it makes sense when you're down a man to have three defensive subs.
Yeah, and I also think like we just don't have that type of offense where we're gonna be able to like hold the ball for a really long time. You know what I mean? We've tried this last year with 11 men where we're like, all right, we have the lead a little bit. Let's just try to like pass the ball around, burn some time, and that has never worked for us. We are just not great at holding the ball. So I think
holding the lead.
Yes,
is the problem.
So I do think putting in. And also, just like I just think we have good defensive players to put in. Like Pereira, my man just hustles, bro.
Yeah.
He was all over that. To me, with Pereira out there, you're back to 11 men because that dude hustles for two guys, homie.
Yeah. Tavon Gray got in there,
and Tavon Gray's, I think, such an underrated defensive player. I think if you really see what happened at the end of last year. You know, Micha lost the starting job, right, to Gray, and we gave up such little goals last year. And you think about it, Kufre wasn't exactly a defensive powerhouse.
Yeah.
And then we had the same people, Burke Risa and Thiago Martins. And so I thought what really held down that back line was Tavon Gray and like his ability to run back and his pace and his like physicalness. And so I think when I saw Wolf come in. When I saw Wolf come out and I saw Tavon come in, I said, man, I'm excited to see him here because I think he could really like make this moment great for him. And I thought he did great.
No, he did. I mean, the crazy thing is they had 11 extra minutes after the 90th minute.
Bro, what is up with these subs and their time?
Do you mean these refs?
Sorry, these refs and their time, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
I think the moment, you know, like when you're a kid and you ask them to count to 10 for hide and seek and they're like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's how these guys are keeping track of extra time. When like a foul happens, they're counting super fast, bro. It drives me crazy.
No, they're counting super long. They're like 1.5. You know what I mean? Because they're adding all this extra time after.
Yes, but how do they decide how much extra time they're adding? They count the time there's been a foul or a call. So I'm saying when they're doing that, they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this, and that's how they're adding at the end. That overtime pay must be good because it's outrageous.
Do you know Rodriguez has the most goals against Toronto? 3 goals out of like the NYCFC against Toronto.
Oh, I did not know that.
There you go. You learned something new today.
That's kind of interesting because we had like 4 goals against Toronto.
Like last year, right? But I think it's in regular season play, so the Leagues Cup doesn't count. I think we played them in Leagues Cup, right?
Yeah, that's where we whooped them.
Yeah. Do we want to get into refereeing? I mean, we kind of already discussed that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was very unhappy. I tweeted about it. I just thought there were a lot of fouls that were called on both sides that just didn't make sense to me. But more, I saw some really tough fouls where there weren't yellow cards given.
Yeah.
And that's scary, man. Because when you don't have those yellow cards given, then the player's going to do it again. And again, it's going to get more and more physical, more and more violent. You're going to get someone hurt.
And you know what? I mean, granted, Matt Freese deflated the situation after the game, but remember Matt Freese got tackled basically when he slid. But Matt Freese said it was slippery on the field. So he kind of deflated it and said, no, I don't think it was intentional. But that still felt like it should have been a card. I mean, you know what I mean? Like when Matt Freese got basically his legs taken under him, that could have been so dangerous.
And honestly, when you saw the replay, it looked like he was done and then decided to slide. It did not look like he accidentally slid, man.
But Matt Freese says it was an accident. So, I mean, he's closest to the field, so maybe he saw what happened. So, I will say.
I didn't,
we're not there.
That's true. But there was another play, too, that was like we got a set piece for it, right on the left-hand corner in the second half, and they didn't give a card at all. And it was a pretty physical foul.
Yeah.
And I just think those things could be really dangerous if you don't manage that game.
If you look at the league overall, there was almost 7 red cards, I think, last game.
That's
insane. Between all games. Like, that was insane, bro. So, I don't know. It goes back to the whole officiating, replacement refs. I don't know how that's all going to play out, but
yeah,
it's crazy. One other point, and I don't like to be the negative guy here, but Bakar needs to finish his chances.
What's going on, Moonzap? I just don't get it, homie. He does and I know you said this last week, but I didn't get to say it, so I'm just going to repeat what you said last week.
Yeah.
He's doing everything else right.
Yeah.
He's so physical. He knows where to be. He's puts himself in the opportunities to score. And then every time, it's like his leg... He has the leg of a toddler, bro.
What I think it is he's making sure, look, I'm going to be on target. No matter what, my shot is going to be on target. So then when he tries to be so focused on being on target, he doesn't get the leg strength behind the kick. So that's what I think it is. But he had 3 shots on target this match. And overall, he has 9 total shots on target for the season. That's second most in the league.
Wow.
And if we look at let's look at the top 5. Cucho has 10 shots on goal, and he has 3 goals. So he actually has 3 goals. Then we got the other guy from LA Galaxy, Jovic. He has 9 shots on target, 4 goals.
Wow.
And then we go right after him. Puig from the LA Galaxy, 9 shots on target, 2 goals. Messi, 8 shots on target, 3 goals. So the top 5, all of them at least have 2 goals if they have at least more than 8 shots on target. And Munsef has 0.
That's insane. And not only that, but think about where we would fall in the standings right now if he made at least the minimum here, which is 2 goals.
Yeah, it'll be game changers.
Game changers. So it's just like insane that he really has the ability to turn these draws and losses into W's. And he's kind of like single-handedly kind of screwing us this season at this point. Turn those around, man. And I think just let it rip. I think you're saying like he's overthinking it and he's not just shooting. And some of those are like, you don't got to think about it. The net is pretty big. I feel like he's seeing the net like this, like the size of this mic. And he's like, nah, it's got to be right
it's
here.
Easier said than done. Granted, like we can talk all the smack we want here, but you are the number 9, so you're expected to finish those. I think he said something along the lines because he's going to go on international duty, which is all the different discussion for Cincinnati. But he was like, hopefully I get some goals there to get me ready for MLS.
Which is awesome. I'm glad he still has some optimism out there. Please, man. Please, we need you to score some goals. We want you to succeed.
And the crazy thing is Hanez has been in dangerous spots that he could be selfish and try to take the shot himself. And then he dishes it to Munsef and then it goes nowhere.
Hey, you know what's so funny? I feel like last year, there was a lot of times where like, yo, Santi, just pass the ball, man. Just like give somebody else another opportunity to score because you're just terrible shots. Now they keep passing it to Munsef, and we're like, no, just be selfish, man. Don't give it to Munsef. My man can't score.
There's plenty of time to turn it around, though.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
we're optimistic that he'll turn it around, and he's putting himself in great position. He has the most shots on target and almost in the league with 1 away. So that's good. That's all good stuff.
Exactly. And I think I want to say that because I think I'm hearing a lot of like, hey, put on Hovan. But the little time that we've seen Hovan, I don't see what I see out of Baccarat for everything else that's not finishing, right? I mean, we haven't seen Hovan finish either, but he's only had like 30 minutes. So I think that's unfair to him. But I think if you really think about it, that's the only thing that's stopping Moonsef from being a great striker.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that's just like he's just having a drought, and then the floodgates open after the first goal.
Yeah. So let's go to this NYCFC versus Cincinnati game. You mentioned Hovan, you mentioned all these players, and a lot of these players will not be available. So let's look at who won't be available for next game. So Keaton won't be available. Hudson River Blue, by the way, tweeted this out, which is helpful. Keaton Parks won't be available because of the red card. Moonsef will be on international duty. Tavon, Jamaica, international duty. Romero, El Salvador. Micha, Slovenia, under 21s, international. Jovan, Serbia, under 19s, international duty. And Christian McFarland, under 17.
Before we talk about how sad that is, congratulations to all the guys.
Yes.
International duty. Some round of applause.
Yeah, I asked Tavon, like, oh, what are you doing? You celebrating the win after the game? And he's like, no, I got to go take a flight. It was right next to, like, I'm going on a flight tomorrow morning, so I can't really celebrate right now.
Gotcha.
So these guys are busy. They're busy. And this is what you want to see. Granted, you don't want to see this. I wish we would take breaks on international duty as a league so that these guys can... so we don't have to lose them on these games. But it's going to be interesting to see what we do. We don't have a striker, technically. We have no Moonsef. We have no Jovan. This is concerning.
Good thing we have a year of training for that.
Okay, put Tallis back at the 9. So this is my predicted starting 11 against Cincinnati. And it's a weird one. But it's because we don't have many options. So we have Matt Freeze at goal. We have Kevin O'Toole at left back. We have our two center backs, Thiago Martins and Risa. And then I'm going to have to put Jason at right. We literally have nobody else at right back. Which it could be that they play like maybe 3 in the back, Sands in the middle. I don't know. But I think Jason somehow makes the field. Andres Pereira in the midfield. James Sands in the midfield. Wolf maybe as a 10. That might make sense. Ojeda at the left. Santi in the middle playing 9, maybe like a false 9, and then Julian on the right. What do you think?
I like this lineup, honestly. I think this could work. I think Wolf at the 10, but Santi's going to be wherever the hell Santi wants to be.
Exactly.
And I think I'll be really excited to see some of these guys play, man. Like seeing Trapito out there. That would be really cool, man. And
what would also be cool?
Would be fun.
You know what would be cool as a sub? Malachi Jones.
Oh,
I'd be so excited. I think
forget Trapito. We're putting Malachi Jones in there.
No, but he played for NYCFC 2. Was that was on Sunday? So
my man's is 18 years old. He could play 7 days a week, homie. You don't need no rest. I'm here recording this podcast at 7 a.m. after being up until 1:30. That's all right. Malachi Jones could play.
So we might see some Malachi Jones. That would be cool. You're on the Malachi Jones hype train.
My favorite player right now is Malachi. I haven't seen him play 1 minute of real season time.
He scored a goal for NYCFC 2, I believe.
Did he?
I might be wrong. No, I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
Let's go Malachi Jones. Be
So
number one fan.
We might see him. I would like to see Ojeda. That would be exciting.
That would be nice.
And Nick Cushing talked about it. Like, these guys all want to play. So this is your moment to, like, play, you know what I mean? For Ojeda, for Malachi Jones, for all these guys.
My favorite Nick Cushing thing to do is always talks about Monday practice. They're gonna be knocking on my door.
Yo, seriously,
he loves to do that every time.
I think everybody's knocking on Cushing's door. Like, I'm gonna kick open the door. And to that point, I was sad when Jason didn't get the start last game. And he'd always talked about Jason knocking on his door, maybe banging on his door. But I want Jason back out there. And I want to see him somehow get those minutes. And I know Julian had that great pass, so it shut me up. Because in the middle, I'm like, they should have had Jason out here. And then Julian just shuts me up with a beautiful pass. But you got to get Jason out there. He's just so positive for the team when he's out on the field.
Oh, I think he's going to be a beast at right back.
Well,
I mean, he's played pretty well there, honestly, in the past. I think he's held his own.
I don't remember a game. It's maybe been too long. I don't remember the last time he's played right back, if he's ever.
He has. Well, I remember if you remember, we didn't have a backup to like Tinnerholm and Gray. And sometimes Gray was injured. Tinnerholm was out, and we played Jason a lot at right back.
Gotcha.
So I think, I'm excited. I'm excited to see them out there. A lot of young talent. Damn, I want to say something. Oh, maybe you should get rid of your door, homie.
Nobody could bang on anything. They're just stomping there mean. Upset.
But can you imagine if the press conference? Stop. They're
gonna be stomping on my. So let's look ahead at this Cincinnati team. So they're third place in the East. They have 8 points, 2 wins, 8 points with 2 wins and 2 draws.
Did you check if any of their players are on international leave?
No, why would I do that? That's too responsible of me. I'm just gonna assume these guys who I say are gonna play are gonna play. Our head-to-head against them is 6 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. So we've been overall the better team. But in the last 5 meetings, they beat us 3 times and have drawn twice. So they haven't lost to us in the last 5 meetings.
Oh, wow.
So they're much... lately, they've been getting the better of us.
Was that the game? Was FC Cincinnati the team where we had like 5 goals? And the one came in there?
Yeah, where Ian Paul Joey was like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Yeah, it was that game. But I think we ended up drawing that game.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, we ended up drawing.
Like
so it's part of the draws. And then they didn't get a loss. But that game was crazy.
That was one of my favorite games.
That was so fun, bro. That was a wild ride.
Yeah.
If we look at their head coach, won MLS Coach of the Year last year. They won the Supporters Shield last year.
And according to them, that's better than winning the MLS Cup.
Seriously, they're still so hyped about that. Like, no, we won the Supporters Shield, okay?
We won the second best trophy of
You know who's
this
the only
MLS
people who
season.
agree with them?
Supporter Shield winners?
Red Bulls. Then, what else they got? Lucien Acosta had 17 goals last year, second most in the Golden Boot race, so he was right there in that race. Mm-hmm. Matt Miazga won Defender of the Year last year. So they're stacked, bro.
Yeah, they are
stacked. They should be a very dangerous team. They just got Yedlin from Inter Miami, so they're going to be a tough team to beat.
They are, and we're gonna just say they're all gonna be there on Saturday.
Oh yeah. I'm not doing any more research. Come on, bro. That's too much work. All right, let's go into our bets from last week. So these were our bets. So we won. I won. Finally, I'm back on the board, baby.
Let's go.
So I won my bet. I'm still overall negative, but we don't talk about that. I have a winning percentage of 33%. I said NYCFC was going to straight up win, and they straight up won. What did you bet again? You said
I said
under 3.5.
Under 3.5 goals.
And you won, even though that was a cheap bet, and you won like $5. But
did I only win $5?
No, I think you actually won like $10 or $7.
Hey man, winning is winning. All right. But we started at $100. Javier's now at $68, so he's lost $32. I've made $31. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much the little you bet, right? If you're in the green, you're in the green. You're still in the red, man. Now you gotta start doing reckless things.
I'm gonna get reckless this game right now. So if we look at Cincinnati, they're the favorites, minus 105 to win. Then the draw is plus 235, and NYCFC plus 265. Woo. And then the under.
Are you sure this wasn't from last game? Or did you
no, yeah, the under might be wrong, actually. Don't look at the under. So what are you taking?
Can I decline to bet this game?
No. You could take a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot of money.
That's true. I'm gonna bet we suck away. I'm sure you didn't look up that stat, but I know we are terrible away. But I don't want to bet on FC Cincinnati because I'm hoping we're on a roll. But we also don't have a lot of our starters.
Yes.
But we might see Malachi Jones, so we might score 7 goals. But to be conservative, I'm gonna bet $10.
Okay.
On the draw, plus 235. So that means if we bet our $10, we'll win about $23.
Yes.
I'll take that.
I am actually going to follow that, but I'm going to follow that with a stat.
Ooh.
Give you some reaning why we should.
Yeah, I'll be giving him a nonsense
You'll
justification.
be like, Malachi Jones is cool. I bet the draw.
he's a Gemini.
And it's moon season. Yeah. So. Look, each of Cincinnati's last 4 MLS games, when they won, the next game they have drawn. So they are going to draw this game.
Where do you come up with these stats?
I'm a genius. So I'm going $25 on the draw. NYCFC pull 1 point out. That'll be a success.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. What is a success at the end of these 2 weeks? So we're leaving the end of March. We play Cincinnati and Inter Miami. In your most ideal situation, most realistic situation, how many points do we come away with that?
Inter Miami's good, man.
They're really good. They're right on the top of the East right now. Suarez is like...
Bro came in at like 10 minutes left on the game.
And scored 2 goals. Like, this is easy.
I would be happy. With 2 draws and we played well. Once again, to me, sometimes it's less about the wins because 27 teams make it into the playoffs and more that we come out of 2 weeks saying, man, we really had a chance to win that and whatever XYZ happened. So I think 2 points from 2 draws or 3 points, 1 win, 1 loss, I'd be happy with if we played well. Most importantly to that. That's my caveat. What about you?
I want to win.
6 points? You need 6 points to be happy?
I want 1 win. If we could get 1 win out of the 2, which I think is going to have to be Miami, sadly, because we are a little depleted, that'll be successful. If we come out with 3 points, or I guess you're right, 2 points, but I think we either have to win or we're going to lose. So if we come out with 3 points, I'll be happy.
Bro, we just doubted Kevin O'Toole. And he's going to be back for this game. And you're going to say we're depleted?
Yo,
we got the superstar
he's
here,
scoring
bro.
every game from here on out.
You've broken the floodgates, bro.
He did it. By the way, let's just... I know we got to get out of here, but let's go back to this goal, bro. Look at this. Oh, whee! The St. Patty's Day. Look at this boy celebrating.
Oh, my God.
A good moment.
It was just so high. You know, what I appreciated from something that Nick Cushing said at the press conference, which usually I don't appreciate what he says because it's nonsense. Wow, and this set piece goal, bro.
It was a thing of beauty, bro.
So beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know what's
beautiful.
wrong.
I speak Spanish. I have Spanish accent.
Was what Cushing said was like, you know, a lot of players didn't get playing time today. And they were still hyped.
Oh yeah,
like,
and Tavon said like Tavon had like a whole picture with Micha, like, and that's crazy because they're fighting for that position, but Tavon still gave him love. You know what I mean? And that's what you want to see, guys who are gonna like defend each other and like be there for each other. Agreed.
I felt like sometimes last year you would see a goal and you would see like a few dudes just kind of, all right, cool, we scored, we'll call it a day. But you could tell like morale was low. The whole crowd was so hyped for O'Toole's goal. And that goal by Santi was just beautiful. And just to see them afterwards, they were coming out of the locker room and seeing just like what good vibes they were in.
Yeah.
Now, winning is so much better than losing. I know people are like, oh, you got material to talk about. You guys complain about Cushing for the 13,000th time. But I would rather just be hyped for 38 minutes than to be bitching.
Should we mention the Thiago Martin situation? Nah, that's for Blue City Radio. Listen to Blue City Radio. Thiago Martins was waiting outside the locker room for Michael. You could listen more there, but it was cool. It wasn't cool, but a little tense. But I think the way it all came to a resolution was good.
Yeah,
and you want to see that kind of passion from your leader.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Yeah,
but go listen to Blue City Radio on Apple Podcasts. Anything you listen. Nah, I'm not just start promoting. Please subscribe to Blue City Radio. All right, I'm getting out of here. Any plans this weekend?
Maybe more Age of Empires.
You got some issues, bro. All right,
if you play Age of Empires, hit me up.
Peace.
Peace.